Have you ever wondered how a temporary ceasefire could set the stage for one of the most prolonged and impactful conflicts of the 20th century? The answer lies in a complex international agreement forged in the shadow of post-colonial upheaval and rising Cold War tensions. The 1954 Geneva Accords were a series of agreements reached during a conference in Geneva, Switzerland, primarily intended to resolve the ongoing conflict in French Indochina. There, key provisions centered on establishing peace in Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia, with the most significant outcome being the temporary division of Vietnam into two separate zones, pending countrywide elections for reunification. The necessity for these accords arose directly from France's decisive military defeat at Dien Bien Phu, effectively ending its colonial rule in Vietnam. With France withdrawing, a power vacuum emerged, complicated by the global Cold War struggle between communist and non-communist blocs. The Geneva Conference served as a diplomatic compromise, aiming to prevent a wider international conflict. The division of Vietnam at the 17th parallel was a political solution reflecting the military realities on the ground, with the Viet Minh controlling the north and the French-backed state of Vietnam holding the south, influenced heavily by the competing interests of major powers like the United States, the Soviet Union, and China. Operationally, the accord stipulated several critical actions. A demilitarized zone, often referred to as the DMZ, was established along the 17th parallel to act as a buffer. Furthermore, both military forces and civilians were granted a 300-day period to relocate to their preferred zone, north or south. Importantly, the agreements also prohibited the introduction of additional foreign troops, military personnel, or arms into Vietnam and forbade either zone from joining military alliances or establishing foreign military bases, aiming to maintain neutrality and prevent further militarization. It is crucial to understand that while the accords aimed for a peaceful resolution, their implementation was fraught with challenges. The United States, though present at the conference, did not formally sign the final declaration. Instead, it issued a unilateral declaration stating that it would refrain from using force to disturb the agreements and would view any violation with grave concern. This nuanced position allowed the US to influence the future of South Vietnam without direct legal obligations. The most pivotal and ultimately unfulfilled provision was the call for country-wide reunification elections in July 1956. These elections never materialized, largely due to concerns from the South Vietnamese government and the United States that Ho Chi Minh and the Communist Party would win overwhelmingly, thereby consolidating communist rule across all of Vietnam. Ultimately, the Geneva Accords, intended to bring lasting peace, inadvertently laid the groundwork for future conflict. The temporary division became a de facto border, and the failure to hold the promised elections solidified the political schism, escalating tensions that would lead to direct American military involvement in Vietnam. Understanding these initial provisions is fundamental to grasping why and how the Vietnam War unfolded.
If this history moves you, like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below.